Salute, good evening. Haven't even got this straightened out here yet, man. Very Mickey Mouse of me here. Bruce Gas. Boxing, jazz, and more. We'll put that in the background there. That's the Rodney Jones Quartet. And that's actually a concert that's going on right now at a place called Smalls Jazz Club in New York City. That's kind of the magic of the internet here. And I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for playing it, but we'll see. I don't think it's copywritten. It's being played as we speak. So shout out, man. Shout out. The night of the fight, man. Sit around, see if anybody comes in to watch it with me. It'll be coming on shortly. I've got my Showtime streamed in over here. Found a nice little link to watch. It looks like it's coming in very clearly here. We got till about I think it's about 45 minutes till the fight starts. Got the old Green Dragon joining me on here. So shout out to anybody that came in there to witness this with me or to say hi, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna do a hit of this Fireball Green Dragon. Sublingual absorption. Man, that burns. But it's a good burn. Not as burning as the combustion of lighting it up. Oh, man. And this is the way I smoke weed now. I think I've told you cats that before if anybody's in here listening to me. I see 6 people on there. Nobody said hi to me yet, man. Come on, family. This is Bruce Gas here on a Saturday night, man. Doing my anti-depression medication over here, man. And that's the Green Dragon and talking boxing. And water too, man. I always stress the importance of water. And dig this, man. Dig my new tumbler. The lovely Fistiana and Blood Boxing made this for me, sent it to me. This is an awesome thing here. I'll show you a professional close-up on it. As soon as I get a few more people in here, if anybody else is going to come in here, or at least give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here, man. Make sure you're sub to my channel. L-Dub, my brother. How you doing, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you here, man. L-Dub, I watched the preview of this fight yesterday with you, man. We're waiting for this fight to start. We're waiting over in Australia. This is going to be an interesting fight, man. This is going to be a good fight in my books. You know, Tszyu, the son of the legendary Tszyu. We haven't seen him all that often. I'm looking at his record right now, 21-0, 15 knockouts. He's got the Terrell Goucher fight we saw a few months ago. He got knocked down, but yet he came back in. That was at the Minneapolis Armory, an awesome venue from what I understand. I'd love to go there. It's also got a victory over Steve Spark, who just had that Montana Love upset we saw. Jose Diaz, Oscar Prince, man, shout out to you cats. I appreciate you coming in here. Getting ready for the fight to start. I hope this music's not too loud. If it is, let me know and I'll turn it down. Michael Johnson, my brother, what it do? What it do? It's just supposed to be background stuff. I don't want it to overpower anything. And besides, it's not my music, so this is actually live from Smalls Jazz Club in New York City, the Rodney Jones Quartet, man. Good stuff. I'm watching it live and I'm using it as my background thing over here. And we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Let me show you something, man. I got this tumbler. I got this. This was a present for my brother. My brother, blood boxing. I think Fistiana and Blood. They got something going. I don't know, but they sent it to me, and I'm gonna bring it up and show it to you through the magic of our internet here. See if I can find that. Here it is. Here it is, man. Here it is. Boom. Yeah, see it's back there, man. I'm going to give it a full screen because this is like one of the coolest things I have ever seen, man. It is. You know me, I'm always talking about the benefits of drinking water. This is 20 ounces. You drink 3 of these a day, that's almost a half gallon of water. And that's what I'll drink before 3 o'clock. Stainless steel. It's got a little clip on there. You can put it on your if you're a cop or if you're a Batman or something, you can put it on your utility belt. And let me bring this up and show it to you, man. Let me with the magic of our internet here. Check this out, man. Gotta get that back here to the beginning. Here we go. Notice he's got Miles Davis on there. Miles Davis down at the bottom. See the green tincture bottle up there, man? The green tincture bottle. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I'm gonna go around again and catch it again. Come on, here we got Miles Davis. We got the bottle of green tincture on there. We've got Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. We've got Marvin Hagler down below, the Toka 2, and dig this one. Dig this one. Who's looking at me every time I take a sip? My brother Curtis Anderson and Marvin Hagler. It's one of the nicest things I've received, man. And man, it's like come on, they blood in the background, yelling a little something. But anyway, man, he called me on Super Bowl Sunday and asked me who my favorite jazz musician was. And I told him it was Miles. And I said, that's like asking me my favorite boxer. But dude, it came yesterday, and he also made one for Tim Witherspoon. The one for Witherspoon has got it's got his 2 championship belts. It's got the pictures of them. It's I'm gonna send it to him. Let me get this off the screen here, man. It's kind of tough being a producer, a director, a talent, and all that other bullshit at the same time. But we can take that down and talk about this fight we're gonna see. How about these fights this afternoon, man? I only caught a couple of them. LD, L-Dub, I wish I was more intense than you are as far as boxing goes, but the only fights that I watched was okay, mine. Get with it here. The Tony Yoka and the Carlos Takam fight, which was a very interesting fight, man. And Carlos Takam showed that at 40-something years old, he had enough to turn back Tony Yoka, one defeat. And I guess he showed he's still around. He's still around for a few more paydays. He had a nice, short, compact style. He was landing on Tony throughout the fight. Tony thought he won it. In fact, it was a split decision. Really, really bad split decision. But Takam's, justice prevailed. He got the decision. And on the undercard, there was a fight. There was a dude, a light heavyweight. His name was Aziz. I forget what his first name was. He was trained by Buddy McGirt. He fought this guy Tszyu, a Frenchman. It was a good brawl. It ended dramatically. Tszyu was getting beat, but he was coming back. I didn't know how good this Aziz was, but he nailed him, man. He nailed him. I think it was a left hook. The referee had to stop the fight. I mean, it could have been stopped earlier, but it was stopped. It was stopped in the 12th round mercifully. He would have gotten creamed if they didn't stop it. But it was interesting. I watched a little bit of the Jack Cullen, the Pacheco fight, and Pacheco showed he's the real deal. He took him out in the 4th round, and it was once again, man. Boxing all day. I love that shit, man. I love that shit. So I had 3 decent fights that I caught before tonight, and tonight they're just showing the main event on Showtime. I have a Showtime feed in here. There's some movies on right now, but we got that happening, man. That should be happening about 10:45. And man, let the Green Dragon kick in. It's a Saturday night. Oh, it's almost like a skin flick on Showtime. It's like a spy thing. The dude's got a gun and sitting in the chair, and a beautiful girl in the background there, man. Yeah, thank you, Jose, bro. That's Rodney Jones Quartet, man. It's out of they're playing. That's live right now. It's happening at Smalls Jazz Club. It's a site that I found on YouTube. And I'll tell you, man, it's 35 outside, and it's 79 in my house right now. I got the wood stove, but I don't burn wood anymore. I burn these things called bio bricks. You buy them at the hardware store, like $8 a package. You get 12 of them in there. It's as cheap as wood. I mean, like I said, man, it's 35 outside. It's 79 in here. I'm warm as a piece of toast in here, bro. It's like it's incredible. But and remember, today is the end of the beginning of daylight savings time. So, and they're putting on this fight at 10:45. I think they're only going to show the main event. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll show another one. But see, we have to remember, that's really 11:45. So once again, they're not very friendly to us senior citizens here, man. They're starting these fights later and later. And the thing about me, I get about 6 hours sleep at night on a good night. Maybe 6.5. No more than that. I don't remember last time I slept 8 hours. But tonight the clocks go ahead, and I'm on a biological clock. I wake up when probably about an hour after the sun comes up, when I start to see the rays come peeking through the curtains and stuff. I just can't sleep anymore. And if I go to bed at 2, I'm only going to get 5. Actual facts, bro. Salute, man. Thank you for coming by, brother. Welcome for a fight call. I'm going to hang in there for the evening here. We're going to call the Costa Tszyu, the Tony Harrison fight. What do you guys think? What I got a poll out there, man. Anybody vote on that poll and see what it looks like yet, man? I got Harrison by decision. That's 44%. Followed by Tszyu by KO, 25%. Harrison by KO is 19%, and Tszyu by decision is only 12%, man. See, I would kind of figure the boxing climate today, it wouldn't surprise me if Costa Tszyu gets a Tim Tszyu. Why do I say Costa Tszyu? Of course, because, man, I grew up with Costa Tszyu. Wouldn't it be something if Tim got a very highly questionable decision? The band must be on a break right now. Yeah, they are, man. See, I can go a little bit forward here that Rodney Jones is speaking, but we want music. Do a little solo guitar there. Yeah, this dude is jazz is my thing, and jazz musicians, that's that's real music, man. Real stuff. Real stuff, good stuff. Actual fact, my brother. Let me make sure you're covered in here, my man. Appreciate you coming by. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you're here. Most importantly, sub, because I'm trying to get more subs so I can take myself more seriously on here. And it would be a nice thing. Makes it fun when there's people watching you, you know? See, right now, the old lady, she's in bed. She's not feeling the greatest, she told me. So nothing tastes good. She's still hitting on the green dragon, so that must taste good. Sublingual. Karma Serene, my sister. Hey, I loved your video today. Excuse me. That green dragon tincture, man, burns like a son of a bitch. Hey, Pounds, how you doing, brother? And green tongue, green mouth. I use let me get my thoughts together here because he's sublingual. It's almost like an injection, bro. Hits you really fast, and I use this alcohol to make it, this grain alcohol. And it's 190 proof. I think it may even be 195. Dude, this stuff. Let me just give you a quick little demonstration here. I'm gonna find something that can. I'm gonna put a drop on this little box that I have. It's a box that contains testosterone. But see, I'm gonna put a little drop of this on there. Put that back in that old bucket here, and then I'm gonna light this. Watch this. See that stuff, man? That flames. That is so strong. That is so alcohol-y. I haven't had a drink. I haven't had a drink of alcohol, and I quit drinking 23 years ago. Alcohol, I don't need it, man. All it does is turn me into an asshole. I get in trouble with the authorities. I get in trouble with my loved ones. I get in trouble with myself. I've had more. The jams I've had in my life were due to alcohol and drugs and weed. I don't consider weed a drug at all, man. Weed is a gift from God. Weed's like water to me, man. Give me weed, water, and women. Still thinking on that jazz, man. I love the jazz guitar too. I played guitar when in my short-lived musical career. Let me cut this down. It might be a little bit too loud here. That Rodney is a true professional. If you're in New York City, check out Smalls Jazz Club. In fact, that's happening right now down at Smalls. I hope that's not too loud or too disturbing, but I can't do this in silence. I probably could if I had a gun to my head, but I don't, so I won't. And man, the name of the game is Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. And jazz is definitely on top of that list over here, man. You know, without jazz would be it's just so important. Like I was saying, man, the jazz guitar. I used to play guitar, and I did a little bit of singing and more playing with the guitar than actually playing it. I started digging on jazz. Hey, that one guy Bones, how you doing, my brother? You know, I started listening to guys like George Benson and Al Di Meola, Pat Metheny. Dude, I could go on and on and on. The Wes Montgomerys. And I dug jazz guitar. I couldn't do it. I was so limited, man. I was so limited. And I saw these guys with their fingers. They were moving like Uzis on that guitar. And I just said, man, you know, I'm not fit to call myself a musician. That was kind of stupid, but you know, I just became when I fell in love with jazz, I turned all of the musical venues off. Now I'm not like that. I've kind of grown up a little bit. I had a 1958 Gibson Heritage, man. Awesome guitar. Shauna Allah 77, my sister. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I had this 58 Gibson Heritage, man. It was a beautiful, beautiful guitar. Someone told me that it was owned by a guy named Clarence White who used to play for the Byrds. William Old School on that. He didn't even have to lie because this thing was a cherry. It had an inlet on the back, man. It had such a tone. It resonated. It was just beautiful, man. It was the wasn't affected by the climate, and I had it throughout the most of the 70s, the 80s. I sold it for I had to pay off a dope bill. I gave it to the dude I was dealing with, man. And it's funny because 10 years later he came up to me and said, "Hey man, you still want that guitar?" And I was running a restaurant at the time, and I was like, you know, restaurant work, man. I couldn't drop. He was going to give it to me for what I gave it to him for, $500. Now the thing would go for $15 easily, maybe even $2,000. But anyway, man, I always loved jazz guitar. And cats like this, man, Rodney Jones, I've never sat down and listened to him before. I've heard of the man, and you know, great. Thank you, Rodney, for being a great backdrop to my show over here, man. I appreciate that. We're getting ready for the card to start on Showtime. We still have a little bit to go, man. We still have a little bit to go. And what do you cats think? What do you cats are thinking for this fight, man? What are you cats thinking for this fight? Because I'll tell you, man, Tszyu, his dad Tim Tszyu was a mind-blowing fighter. Hey JC, how you doing, my brother? Tszyu for the win. I'll tell you, it's a pretty close fight, which is cool. And I gotta give Tim Tszyu credit. Maybe not, because he's a fighter. He should fight who's in front of him. And we don't want to see guys take tune-up fights or, you know, just stay inactive. This is a good fight, man. Tony Harrison, former, was it WBC or was it IBF? I think it was the IBF belt that he held, the same one that, obviously the same one that Jermell Charlo holds. They had the first fight, he beat Mell on a pretty decent decision. He was doing really good in the second fight. Seems to have slowed down. I think he's got an injury to his leg, and he had an operation, and he said he did a lot of self-healing with it. And I noticed he was dragging it in his last fight. Hey, Jay, how you doing, my brother? I appreciate you coming by, bro. I appreciate it. We're ready for it, too, man. We're ready for this fight. And right now, Showtime is still... see, I couldn't find a site with the undercard on it. I didn't really go looking for it, you know, because I was just going to turn... I was going to come on and, you know, and just do the main event. Keep me up here, man. The WBC belt. All right, man. Like I said earlier, man, like we all know, like I'm not telling you guys anything we don't know, but Tony Harrison, he did very well. He did very well in the rematch, and you know, we want to see trilogies. Trilogies is what it's all about. We just don't see those in boxing anymore. You know, dude. I mean, we look at some fights that go back. They fought. Like how many times did even Pacquiao and Marquez 4 times? What a definitive ending. And you know, my hero Ali, how many trilogies did he have? Well, he had 2 that we know of for sure, man. The Frazier trilogy, the Norton trilogy. You know, trilogies at one time were where it's at. I mean, you look at the One of the most famous boxers of all time, Sugar Ray Robinson, had so many trilogies in his career. Had that 6-fight war with Jake LaMotta. Won 5 out of 6, but they wanted rematches. But we see we see the trilogy with Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury. I'll tell you, I want to see that fight, me and Madman, ATX, man, I didn't see you even come in here, brother. How you doing, my man? There he is. All right, my man. Salute, bro. Salute. Another smoker in the house. See, every time I do a hit on my tincture, I have to take 30 seconds off. So you have to bear with me because I need that. It's a sublingual absorption. If I start talking with that in my mouth, I'll spew green all over the freaking screen, man. It'll be a horror show. So when I do a hit of this, I'm gonna I should have a 30-second clock. I think they even have one somewhere in here. Let me see if that's available. Drum solos too. I love drummers, man. Yeah, but anyway, man, like I said, when I do a hit of this, it burns like hell, and I have to let it dissolve under my tongue. And it's Saturday night, man. Saturday night's all right for fighting, and that's what it's all about, man. We love boxing. We have a love for fucking boxing, bro. But let me show you what my shirt says. It says boxing is the best antidepressant, and that's the truth, baby. That's the truth, baby. And this right here is the best accompaniment. When I first came on here, I heard all these guys. Weed and boxing, this is what I love. This is what I'm made for. This is where I belong. That's about 30 seconds. Turn that down a little bit so we can get ourselves right over here. That's the thing about a good jazz concert, man. All the members of the band, they all take over and do a solo. You want that shirt? Oh, you want to see when I bought some shirts? I got some shirts coming in, Karma. Let me see if I can show you my newest shirt, man. This is my this should be in a couple of days. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, man, check this one out. You see that? Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more T-shirts. I'm not gonna have merch, but I will have that one. And I got these in a dollar store, so there's not a lot of boxing fans around. Sometimes you can find these crazy things around, and this is how I support boxing because I love talking boxing. I love getting people interested in boxing. And when people see me walking around with something fucking crazy like this on, what are you going to talk to me about? Boxing, right, man? And I'm a talkative kind of a guy. I know when not to talk, but when I'm in situations, man, I kind of like to engage. Yep, this green dragon is kicking in nicely. This is the way to go to, man. See, you can carry this anywhere. You can take it. It's a great delivery system. You can do it in a restaurant. You can't light up a joint. You can't do a vape. You want to get a little buzz on, you can go in the bathroom and do it if you want to. But me, I have a legal card, which I don't even have active anymore because Rhode Island's a totally legal state. So this is It's not even frowned upon as if you did a nip in a place. I could tell somebody I got a toothache, and that's my paregoric there. Seen and unseen boxing. How you doing, brother? Great to see you, man. Great to see you, bro. You're here for fight night, I'm sure. Make sure you're What do we got? Some trolls in here? Oh yeah, we got somebody trying to push some stuff in here. Fistiana, my sister. And Macadocious Mac of the South. Thank you, cats, for being in here. And hey, Fistiana, now that you're here, I'm gonna put this up once again on the screen. One of the nicest things that's happened to me in a long time. And check this out. Check this out. This is my new tumbler. That's Miles Davis on the bottom. That's Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. We got the Green Dragon Tincture. We got the Toka 2. As we move along, we've got Marvelous Marvin Hagler on that tumbler. And once again, every time I take a drink, man, my brother, my guiding light, Curtis Anderson, is up there. You know what's that is just so cool, bro. That is just so cool. I'm sorry I said bro. Oh man, come on. You know, and Blood's got to get his 2 cents in over there, man. So man, it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm drinking, man, the straw in here, I'm sucking down more water, and I want to intake. I want to increase my water intake. I try to drink a gallon now, but this is so easy. 3 of these, half gallon, and you can do that before noontime. So we are sitting here anticipating this fight should start shortly. Showtime has still got they're still showing some. It looks like some kind of Marine movie. I don't know, man. I don't watch television anymore. I did watch a movie the other night though. I screamed in Creed 3. It was okay, but it was so predictable, man. I knew when his mother was going to die. I knew when and man, Jose Benavides as the heavyweight champ of the world just it's not quite realistic, even in the cinema. Oh, Fistiana. People are already asking me for him. Rolling with the Punches, my brother. How you doing, man? People are already asking me, does she make him? Does she make him? It's like, we'll have to talk about that. You might have you and I will go on Shark Tank. We'll get 100,000 from Mr. Wonderful, and we'll go into business. Roland, I saw you in Mad Chat. You're on a different account. Make sure you're not this. Make sure you're wrenched up in here, because I know people will. Oh, you are. That's your old account. I know I got a lot of bullies in here, and I probably should have just kept everybody in the gray, but why bother? Okay, Showtime just got over, so we're kind of coming around to the start of this card. And let me go look on some of the another site that I have. See if they. Why even bother showing the undercard? But this movie that they just showed, I guess it was about the cartels and stuff. They're showing stacks of money and stacks of dope and all this other shit. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, because this fight has got parity. It's one of these fights where every site you go on, every channel you go on, people have different opinions. Nobody's sticking. That's kind of the same thing with Ryan and Tank too, man. You know, how about this crazy stipulation, weight rehydration clauses? I don't get that, bro. I mean, I've been in health and nutrition for many years, man. You know, a quarter of a decade. It was my income to help people to lose weight. Some people gain weight. You know, bodybuilding, personal training, sports specific training, all that bullshit. But anyway, man, rehydration. That was something that it's a foreign word. You know, that's new to boxing, and it's only new in the last several years, as far as I know. Anyway, man. First of all, I can't for the life of me imagine how I could rehydrate anybody 20 pounds, 30 pounds in one day. What do you do? Fucking put lead down their throat? I do not understand I don't understand rehydration, and the clauses themselves, man. They're So if Ryan Garcia comes in 2 pounds heavier than the 10-pound allotment, that means the fight doesn't go on, or does he pay a hefty fine? I don't even know, man. I don't know what they're doing. But all I know is it doesn't make Tank the invincible killer that he is, man. You know, the knockout puncher, the man who he's punched on that PSI machine, and he's hit almost as hard as Deontay Wilder. I remember at the time Wilder was fighting Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil punched it, and Tank had more of a PSI, more pounds per square inch on his contact than fucking Dominic Brazil. And you know, I don't understand why he would want to put that clause in there, because that makes him look bad. It makes him look weak. Ryan, I don't know what's going on with Ryan. Ryan is a head case. You know, he's got some problems. Everybody's got problems, but there's going to be a good fight, no matter how you look at it. Everybody's got opinions on it. Everybody wants to see different outcomes. A lot of hatred in here. A lot of people see, that's the thing about boxing today. People have these personal feelings towards boxers, and man, I do not. I do not. I can think of a lot more important people to give my personal feelings to than a random boxer who could care less about me one way or the other. I mean, bro, come on. Yeah, that dehydration clause, you know, see, I come from an era, same-day weigh-ins. And there's a great fight that I remember. And it was Michael Spinks' rematch with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, Eddie Gregory the son. Eddie Gregory's the guy that Spinks won the title off of. And the rematch was set for a Friday night on HBO, and it was a same-day weigh-in. Excuse me for a second here. A little bit of a drip I feel coming on, and I hate to see it turn into a full-blown post-nasal drip on the air, man. That would be kind of ugly. But anyway, yeah, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad didn't make the weight. And he said he made the weight. He said he has a scale in his dressing room, and he wanted to pay a fine. He wanted stipulations. And Michael Spinks, he sat there sipping on a cup of Campbell's soup, saying, no, good. You didn't make it. The fight's not going on. And man, I traveled to a buddy of mine's house who had HBO to see the fight. And man, it sucked. Hey, Retro, how you doing, my brother? Retro, I'm sitting here hitting on my tumbler, my man. Fistiana's in the room. I couldn't thank her enough. And you too, my brother. In fact, I'm going to need a refill before this fight starts. Showtime is still showing previews, man. We still have 5 minutes to wait before this card starts on Showtime. And I hope they just show the main event, because like I said, man, this is the beginning of daylight savings time. And that means the clocks get turned ahead. And that means that we old cats, we get 1 hour less sleep. And I don't care, man. Oh, yeah, I can stay in bed another hour. I can't do it. There's something about my biological clock that when it's light out, I can't sleep. Maybe if I'm sedated or something, but I can't sleep. I can't sleep normally. You know, so 8 o'clock, I'm out. Usually 8 o'clock, I'm walking the dog. Maybe it'll be 9 tomorrow. I hope so, man, because you know, that good REM sleep, the deep sleep, that's when your body rejuvenates. That's when cells rejuvenate. You know, Michael Jackson, he was taking propanol. That was a sleep-inducing drug. In fact, when I had a colonoscopy, a laryngoscope. I had a laryngoscope a couple of years ago, last year. My wife just had a colonoscopy last week. They gave her propanol. It's knocks you right out. But the thing is, it's not that REM sleep. And Michael Jackson thought he was getting a good night's sleep, and he wasn't. His body was breaking down on a cellular level. And that's why, you know, sleep is very important. I don't know how I'm getting by with 6 hours. That's all my body takes, but I guess my body's kind of used to that. And it's not breaking down, man. Believe me, I check it out. And it's still running semi-strong. But yeah, getting good sleep is very, very important. And like I said, it's the quality of the sleep. That's why you see junkies, man, nodding out all the time. But they're still tired at night. They're still dragging ass all day long. because that nod is not that REM sleep that you need, even a nap. You're lucky if you get into that REM sleep during a nap. I'm going to go fill my water glass up till this fight starts. I think Rodney's band is taking a break. Let me get him back on stage here. Oh, yeah, we have to get him back in the beginning here. Because when I go... There we go. I'll be right back. I'm going to go fill up my tumbler. Get ready for the fight. Back again with another 20 ounces of water here. Nah, well, maybe when she gives me a kiss when she goes out or something like that, but she's not into this. Okay, I gotta get onto the comments too, man. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's comment. I'm gonna have to get my tunes back here, man. I got let me go back and see Rodney, see what he's doing here, because we need some background stuff here. Let me put him on live, see if he's playing live. No, actually the band's closed down for the night, but we still have. We can always put that stuff on in the background. That's not too bad. Yeah, it keeps the head bopping. But the card, we got about 3 more minutes for this card to start. I'm going to do myself one more blast of this Green Dragon tincture. Real nice high too, very cerebral, very head high. You don't get any congestion. You don't get any of that irritation in your throat or in your lungs. But you get a nasty burn. You're the man, Jose. I used to have, when I was personal training, I had a lot of clients I used to train at 6 a.m. I was usually on my second client at 6 a.m. because I usually had a 5 o'clock or a 5:30, a 6 a.m., a 7 a.m. Most guys, in fact, I used to like training before I went to work too, but I didn't have to go to work until, when I was in the fitness industry, when I was working in that, when I had my restaurant, I was opening the place up till 4 o'clock. So I used to go into the gym at noontime. And then when I had my, when I broke into the fitness industry and I was working for somebody else, I was working second shift. And then I got put on the whole store thing, opening it up and making sure it was closed. But anyway, man, yeah, bro. Sometimes you get the busiest time of the gym is at 6 o'clock in the morning. People are in there before they have to go to work. The gym I went to, a lot of cops used to go there, a lot of prison guards, a lot of professional people, but there were a lot of people in law enforcement that went there, because I guess they have to get bigger than the people that they're trying to enforce. So I met a lot of cops, man. I always had a bad, and there's still a lot of assholes out there, but I met some good cops, and some brass like chiefs and majors and shit. Excuse me for a second while I indulge. It burns like hell, but it's a good burn. And I'll tell you something else too. A lot of people, I offer this to a lot of my friends and friends. You guys are my friends. I offer to a lot of us people I see on the streets. A lot of my friends. What the fuck? Everybody's my friend. Everybody's my brother and my sister. We all are, man. You know, we all come from the same God. We're all brothers and sisters. That's the way I look at it. My sisters and my brothers. And if that's not the way you feel, that's fine, bro. That's fine. But the fights are starting. I got a great signal here, blood. I'm on strikeout, man. It's coming in perfect. They're showing the card is just starting. I'm gonna put it on full screen. Boom, perfectly. This is going to be a good fight, man. This is going to be a good fight. But before the fight starts, I bought this thing a few days ago. It's a tester, a potency tester, and it's electronic. It's about the size of a cell phone, and it's got a little glass slide that goes in there. And it's HPC. It tests the potency of your tincture. I put a couple of drops on the glass slide. It's got an app that goes in your phone. You press the app, and it's real simple. It's a real cool thing, and it'll tell me exactly how many milliliters of THC, how many milligrams of THC per milliliter, which is a cc, which is an eyedropper of that shit. It'll tell me exactly how strong it is. I kind of know because I got a good idea on the potency of the weed, but I don't know for sure. And you know, we kind of like to be very accurate, very certain on these things. The Tszyu crew is moving in. I think they're going to go right to the main event here, but they're I guess Tim has got they're showing Costa Tszyu and Tim Tszyu. They look so much alike, but Costa Tszyu used to have that rat tail. Remember that one, bro? He used to have that rat tail on the back. And man, I'll never forget his fight with Zab Judah. That was an awesome fight, man. I thought he was going to get beat, and he came back and he destroyed Zab Judah. Hey, man, Fistiana, Retro, Jose Diaz, I appreciate you cats coming in here, man, on a Saturday night. There's so many places you could be, and you stopped in here with your brother Bruce Gass, Boxing, Jazz, and more, and I thank you so much for it, man. I really do, man. It's one thing about this, man, you know, it's a pleasure to be able to come on here and speak boxing with people who know boxing, where I can dig in the back of my mind and I can bring out little gems that I want to share with people. But on the streets, I share these with people that look at me like I'm a fucking retard. Like, what the fuck do we care about Leon Spinks beating Muhammad Ali back in 1970? You know, you cats love this shit, and I love this shit, man. Thank you, Fistiana. It makes this a lot of fun. Yeah, man, Tony the Tiger Harrison. They're showing him with the fight with Charlo, and they're showing the second fight where he got stopped. It looked like it was stopped very prematurely. I remember watching it at the time, and I thought Harrison was going to win the rematch. Where's he out of? Detroit? I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna let's check out Tony Harrison. Let's see where he's from. Let's bring it up here, man. Out of Detroit, Michigan. He's ranked number 8 in the world. They have 1,959 boxers in the super welterweight division. He's ranked number 8, number 3 in the United States. Eagle's Nest, my brother. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming by, man. Check out Eagle's Nest. You want to see a good? He does a show every day at 5 o'clock, and you know, man, it's prime time. It's a tough time to do something, and I know, man. I know it gets frustrating, but bro, you got a great show. You got a great voice, and you got a great mind for boxing. And I stop in there as often as I can. Check them out, man, because you know it's good to go everywhere. Get a complete spectrum of everybody's views in boxing. You don't have to agree with them, but you sure as hell should listen to them. Make up your own opinion. Don't go with what somebody else tells you to go with, man. You know, go out there and see what people have to say, and you know, form your opinions. Hang around anywhere you want to hang around, man. Michael Johnson, my brother. Michael Johnson's another cat, man. I love the stuff Michael Johnson puts out. He drives to work, he just puts his live on, and he starts talking about shit, man. I like Michael Johnson. I remember, in fact, one of the first times I was on a panel on here, it was Michael Johnson, blood boxing, Black Star, Curtis Anderson, and it was such a beautiful panel. I'm like, wow, this is like these guys know what they're talking about. I think Mr. Doc might have been on. People are jumping in and out, and I'm saying, man, these cats know what they're talking about, man. These are people. These are my kind of people. This is like the old days, man. This is like the '80s when when we could talk Alexis Aguayo, we could talk Pryor, we could talk Matthew Saad Mohammed. It was definitely it was absolutely the what I can relate to. And now, man, I can relate to this. I can relate to you cats on here even more so because you guys have stuck with it. Where most of the cats that I hung out with, they're dead or brain dead, or they gave up on boxing. They haven't quite kept up with the times. Once the black boxes stopped working, they weren't quite internet savvy. They don't know about streaming, and they just gave up. They're not going to spend. I mean, damn, $80 now. What are they going to charge for Tank and Ryan? That's just insane. And I live in a town where there's a lot of poor people in this town. There's a lot of rich people. There's a lot of poor people, working class people, people that go paycheck to paycheck. And it would be it's just not worth sticking with the sport when it's gonna break you, when it's gonna take things out of your kid's mouth. When you're paying rents the rents are crazy. Even taxes, man. If you're lucky enough to own something, totally out of sight. And boxing, I don't get. Hey Teddy, how you doing, my brother? Fistiana cups available now. Very high end, man. Very high end. I think we'll put together a catalog, and you have to put in a credit application before you even get to look at the catalog. That's how high end these suckers are. I'm looking at Marvin Hagler. Every time I take a drink, man, I look at my brother Curtis on here. Dude, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. There's not much in life that I look for these days, man, because I have somebody who loves me. I have a purpose every day. Even when I go on walks, I get stoned. I put my earbuds in. I listen to music. I listen to anything. I listen to jazz. I listen to country. I listen to things like listen to singers like Linda Ronstadt. I mean, anything. I'll put on stuff that you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about if I started mentioning it. Today I found something. I found the Monterey Pop Festival, 1967. I mean, this was the Mamas and the Papas. This was Jimi Hendrix. This was fucking. Why can't I think of Otis Redding's name right now? This was Otis Redding. This was this was the original Woodstock. 3 days, and it was 7 hours. I found the tape on YouTube. Never even heard of it before. Never saw it before, but it's got almost every act that played at the Monterey Pop Festival, which was like I said, man, it was just huge. And I put that in my ears. I got some reefer in my mouth. I'm high, and I'm out there getting some good exercise. Me and Bruno. And Bruno, he's a sight too, man. Bruno, people see him. He pisses down manhole covers, man. He's a smart dog. And how can I be mad at anybody? How can I want for anything? I mean, dude, I'm retired. I get everything I need, man. I'm all set. I'm all set. I don't want any super chats. I don't want any fucking cash apps. I'm so cool with just feeling the love for boxing on here, bro. I mean, the love for, I don't know why I see some guys on there. All they do is flash their cash apps like they're on the streets begging, and I'm generous to a fault. I donate as much as I can, but see, I give to people who need it, to needy people, man. I live, like I said, I live in a tough town. My stream just froze. I got to refresh it here. Don't fuck up with me here. Don't fuck with me. Don't. Come on.
Not only
There we go. We got it. We got it back again. That's the beauty part about this. You don't want to stream goes down on you. Refreshing, and it goes back up to you. They're showing Tszyu walking into the arena. I hope that's not live. I hope he's already in there warmed up, because it's 11 o'clock, which is really 12 o'clock when you consider it's daylight savings time tomorrow. I'm going to go throw another log in the fire as long as I'm going to be watching this fight. And see, this is what I burn in the fire. This is bio bricks. It says either SWI on there or 1MS. So, but anyway, this is the instead of wood, it doesn't leave creosote in the stove. So and it's as cheap as, like I said earlier, man, it's 35 out there, and it's probably close to 80 in here. In fact, I didn't even throw it in there. I got there and it was so warm. I said, I'm just gonna let it cool off for the night. You know, if I get cold, I'll just have to throw another blanket on. But believe me, it's not gonna get cold tonight. And we've got Abner Mars sitting there, Al Bernstein. And let's see who else is there, man. Well, we got the Showtime crew on deck over here. Oh, we got Charlo sitting at ringside in the HBO studio, Showtime studios. I don't know if they're in Australia or if they're in America. It's going to Australia, man. What is that, like a 20-hour flight or some crazy shit like that? That's a long way to go. You know, boxing being an international sport, you got to be a globetrotter. But yeah, they're showing the Goucher fight. He got knocked on his ass in the first round, but yet he came back. It was a close fight. And this is going to be an interesting fight. I can change my pick with the wind, man. I think Harrison has got the experience. I think he's been in bigger fights, of course. Former world champion. But you know, when does that experience become old age? And you got Tszyu. He's got the bloodline. He's undefeated. You know, everything put in front of him, he's taken care of. He was going to have that fight with Charlo. Now it's been put off, and instead of taking the time off and just taking a local down in Australia just to make a buck and stay active, he's taking on a top contender here, man. This is a good fight. This is going to show us something. Yeah, they are, man. They're definitely. I don't know if you're talking about me or these cats on the fight here, because I think they're going to go. No doubt in my mind now, they're going to go right to the main event. But we're going to have to sit through all this bullshit before it happens, which is why, man. I'm sitting here with the Green Dragon tincture. I had a half ounce in this bottle when I started the day off. It was about up to here. It's almost empty now, but there's still enough for a few more shots in there. And tomorrow we'll just have to get another one. I made 15 of these the other day. I'll tell you, Tszyu does have a nice right hand. They're showing him drop that right hand down the pike. That's about the sixth one I've done. 20 milligrams of THC per scoop. So that's like eating 100 milligram edible. I'm blasted. I'm going to sleep well tonight after this fight's over. But yeah, that's what we're going to have to look for with young Tszyu is that right hand. And is Tony Harrison going to be able to evade that? Does he have the experience? I know he hasn't been bouncing much on that injured foot there. It's almost like he drags it when he goes around the ring. And they're showing Charlo and him in their face off, and he's talking about the inevitable matchup that he's hoping to have. But man, this can all be wiped off the face of the earth with a knockout, a loss tonight. Hey Nando, my brother, how you doing, bro? Glad to see you. I appreciate you stopping in here, man. Nando Lamas, check him out, man. He's a cool dude, man. I see him all the time over at D Styles, man. Always gives me a shout out, man. Shout out to my brother Nando. Another man who truly loves boxing. That right there. That already gives you a pass with Bruce Gass. Everything else is gravy, man. They're still showing that, the common denominator in here is Mell Charlo. This is the brass ring in this fight. And now how good has Mell Charlo gotten? Or how much is he off? He broke his hand in training. And see, inactivity, man. Look what it's doing to his brother. Is he ever going to be the same? Is he ever even going to come back? And Mell, I'm saying the same thing, man. I'm looking at him in inactivity. Dude, that doesn't only slow you down a fraction of a second, but I think that softens you up too. That makes you susceptible to things like the broken hand. Your dad, eh? Well, I guess that's not so bad as long as he wasn't beating your ass. See, my dad used to have a barber strap, man. From the barber shop, the boxing barber shop. My dad had a strap the guy gave him. The kind they used to sharpen the straight razor on. My dad had that with a magnet on the refrigerator, and when he went and grabbed that, bro, you knew you were in for thing was. It was like the crucifixion, 40 lashes. I remember seeing red welts on my ass the next day. Although, my dad loved us like you wouldn't believe, and it was probably more psychological than it was physical. But when he went and grabbed that strap, man, you were in for a beating. You did something seriously wrong. I don't know why we started talking about that. Oh yeah, Nando. I remind you of the uncle, the one that only shows up every other Thanksgiving and still wears his high school graduation ring. Is that the uncle? We all got one of those. But I want to be the good uncle. I want to be the guy who comes in and Christmas, he doesn't fuck around. He just pulls out his wad and gives everybody a 10 spot. And that was my favorite uncle, man. Uncle Bob. He was a cool dude. I didn't smoke weed with the guy. Just passed away recently too, man. God bless my Uncle Bob. He was the last too. Pretty much the last of my family. The oldest. They're all. It's fact of life, man. Fact of life is death. We all must prepare for it. Make sure you're ready for it. We're all going to stand before the Father. So, damn. Make sure you're ready. Come faster than you think. They infected you. My dad, he liked boxing. He liked, but he wasn't a boxing fanatic though. He wasn't like a crazy. I hate to use the word fanatic, man, but I guess we are. I guess I'm a boxing fanatic. It's all almost all I do. Every once in a while, I'll watch something. But I watched a movie the other night. What'd you watch? Creed 3. Oh, that was a break from boxing. It was a break from YouTube. Already past 11. They're still dragging this fight on. What are they? They're going to show this live, so it hasn't been fought yet. But what time is it in Australia? I wish Carl was in here. He could give us an accurate rundown on the time. And who do we have? We have Stephen Farhood. Let's get this fight on, man. This is kind of ridiculous. I think they're about 15 hours ahead. So it's a Sunday afternoon over there. That's a good time for a fight. You know what? I saw a fight on a Sunday afternoon. I saw Marlon Starling and Johnny Bumphus and Vinny Paz and Harry Arroyo at the Providence Civic Center. That was a Sunday afternoon. What else do you do on a Sunday afternoon, man? So shout out to the Australians for showing some live boxing on a Sunday afternoon. I wish they'd kind of close the time a little bit, because there's nothing like having that. Dude, having those 5 o'clock fights are great, but I like the prime time at the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Those are the best. That's what I thought this was going to be for a little bit. But they're not even taking us to ringside yet, so there's apparently nothing happening unless the co-main is on. I was reading who's in the co-main. The names, I had no clue who they were. I went and looked in Box Rec, and an Australian against an Irishman. The Australian was undefeated. The Irishman, I think, had 3 or 4 losses. But maybe Australian boxing is going to be popular. They've got Jeff Fennick at ringside with Sean Porter and some dude by the name of Ben Damon. And they're showing I guess a preliminary. Listen to me just a sec. See, that's the thing when you go to click on the volume or something, you get it takes you to another site. Gonzalez and Okoso. I'm mixing it up right now, probably live. We're waiting for the fight to start, if it starts at all. You know, it's of course this late night boxing. There's a fight going on right now in the ring. It's the 6th round of a 10-round fight. So we're going to have 4 rounds or 5 rounds. Oh, no, we're not, man. Gonzalez just went down on his ass. Was it Gonzalez? I don't even know, man. It was, yeah, Gonzalez. He's down for a 7 count. He's down for an 8 count, and he's back on his feet. The referee's wiping his gloves. So we got an interesting fight here. The Aussie looks like he means business here. He's showcasing. It looks like a real good turnout there. Full house, man. I wonder if Carl Hansen is there. Oh, delayed knockdown. If they show that again, yeah. Oh, left uppercut. Beautiful. I'm sorry, right uppercut on the button. And you know, he very gracefully let his opponent hit the mat. He probably could have stepped up and maybe added some real definitive ending punches there, but Gonzalez is back on his feet. Akuso. What are these guys? They look like they're it's hard to say. But yeah, this is Showtime. See, Showtime, they don't. One thing I like about Showtime, they don't drag out a card. They kind of have their hours that they're devoted to boxing, and they keep they keep it to main entertainment, not showing the whole undercard. You know, showing a 5-hour card. Usually, when you see a 2-hour Showtime thing going on, you know you're gonna see action for the 3 hours. But unfortunately tonight here, man, we're watching fighters we haven't heard of. But hey, man, you know it's boxing, and this Akuso does look like he's got some talent. But Gonzalez is not folding up, man. He's not going into shell after that tremendous uppercut that put him on his ass. He's coming forward, he landed a few punches. But it's relatively slow paced. And Akuso, I think he's looking to land, he's looking to drop a bomb in there. He has his hands real low, he's doing some crazy herky jerky, not worried about the jab of Gonzalez. See, Gonzalez should go animal on him there, man. Set him up, measure him, drop that right hand, bro. I mean, he's making a fool out of you right now. I guess he levels in boxing, and he's found what level he's at. And he looks like he's playing with his food. Two Matador, how you doing, brother? I'll bet he is, bro. Come on, Gonzalez. I always go for the underdog. Now he's starting to looks like he's from Cuba. He's got a Cuban flag on for his trunks. But man, it's hard to get into this fight. I'm waiting for this Tszyu fight to start, man, and it's really hard to get into this one. Let's see how the poll's going so far. Most people think Harrison by decision, followed by decision by Tszyu. Knockouts are only 20 and 10% respectively, so most people are looking to see this fight as a long fight. A little Australian hottie as a round card girl there, walking around, bouncing around in there. Very animated trainer. Waiting around for this fight to start, man. You know, putting together this fight, I almost wish Showtime had definitely set some bigger cards for the undercard, but I guess the Australian promoters wanted to keep it local, and they got a good turnout there. I mean, everybody in America, we're tuned into this. We're gonna be watching this regardless of what the undercard would be, because we want to see that main event. We want to see Tszyu. We want to see if he's going to be any competition for Charlo, or if it's going to be Charlo and Harrison 3. Yeah, this is one-sided fight here. Akuso is just more talented, and he's going around trying to pick his spots here. Gonzalez is just coming forward with his head down. He's trying to occasionally throw a left hook or a jab. He's not timing him. Looks like he'd have more luck if he timed him with that right hand. But he's afraid to throw it. Like he's already been clipped by that uppercut, so he's trying to keep that chin protected. He doesn't want to get tagged again. Let's check out Polio Akusa's record in here, man. You notice they don't put box rec. They don't put box rec in the Google search anymore. You have to. You go right to Wikipedia. You have to type in the box rec after it. But he's only a light heavyweight. He's 3-0. He's ranked the number 3 best light heavyweight out of 56 in Australia. 71 out of 1,307 in the world, and he's only in his 3rd fight. Gonzalez is a veteran. He's had 26 fights, won 21 of them. He's 5 defeats. He's been stopped 3 times, 17 knockouts, and He's from Pinar del Rio, Cuba, fighting out of Miami, Florida. The Monster. Ranked number 1 light heavyweight in Cuba out of all 8 of them, and number 51 in the world out of 1,307. So there is parity here. They both have both on different directions, man. This Ayacuso is moving up, 3-0 with 3 knockouts, and Gonzalez looks like a trial horse. He's been boxing since 2011, so he's in the 12th year of his career. He's truly a veteran, and only the 3rd fight for Okuso. So this is definitely a good stepping stone to judge where he's at, man. Definitely not matching him late in his career. Let's check out who's you look in box rec, and the more reds you see next to an opponent, that's more losses that he's had. I mean, in his debut, he took on a fighter with 18 pro fights. He took on a guy with almost 40 pro fights in his next fight, and another cat with 45 pro fights in his 3rd fight. So I mean, he does not take on inexperienced debut fighters. I got to give him credit for that. But I think he's being, for a fighter with 3 fights, he seems like he has an awful lot of experience, man. Must have a tremendous amateur record. According to Box Rec, he's only got a 11-6, but a lot of their amateurs, I notice a lot of these fighters we hear, speaking to the fighters, they tell me they've had over 150 fights as an amateur. You go to Box Rec, there's like 26 fights in there, so. Records are made by the victors, as they say, right? So, it could be inaccurate, but it's the best we have going right now. I go to Box Rec almost every day. Every time I hear a fighter's name, I go to Box Rec, and sometimes check with Wikipedia. It's funny because, I do my thing on a daily basis. I do my on this day thing, and today it had something in there, but it didn't jive. I did some more research, and they had the wrong, what I was going to put in there didn't happen on this day, so I had to go find something else. I found David Bay's birthday, man. Beloved David Bay, the dancing bear, the hand grenade. He declined going down to South Africa because Joe, my friend Joe said it was because he was dating Natalie Cole at the time, and all the musicians, they had protest against the upper teeth. And David Bay, instead of going down there and fighting Harry Tszyu, who he probably would have beaten, told Don King he's not going to do it, man. He ain't going to play Sun City. And oh man, I'm watching Gonzalez. He's got Akuso against the ropes. He's starting to unload, man. Maybe Ishmael Salas is his trainer. I don't know. I didn't look in here, but he seems to be exerting himself a little bit over here in the 9th round of a 10-round fight. In fact, this guy, his 4th fight is a 10-rounder. So that kind of tells you something right there. But he just dropped the right hand, and now he's getting cocky, sticking his jaw out. Slippery ring. All right, man. Good eye for that one, bro. That's a boxing veteran who'll notice something like that. And that's the end of the 9th round. They're just getting ready for the. They're going to get ready to start the 10th round over here. Does he have Ishmael Salas in there? Nice right hand. Yeah, this Ayakuso is a very, very talented, very experienced fighter. Taking on a guy with 40 fights in his freaking 3rd fight. That says a lot. That's almost unheard of in this country. They were showing a few punches that Gonzalez landed in here. Not too many. He didn't get to keep up his momentum. Tried a little holding and hitting. Kuso trying to get that crowd up there, man. He's a homie. He's a hometown boy. Homies, come on, man. And I hope they don't drag out the. I hope they don't drag out this fight, because man, I'll tell you, this is a long day for Bruce Gass over here. Little blues going on in the background there. And Gonzalez is not showing a lot of desperation in there. You know, if he had Ishmael Salas in there, I think he'd tell him, man, you have to go out there, you have to knock him down, you have to put a punctuation on there, but instead he's holding on. Ayakuso is looking to drop that right hand. He's looking to end this fight, but the veteran Gonzalez is not falling for that. He's weaving and bobbing against those ropes, moving side to side, putting his hands up, getting a little cocky, because he knows Ayakuso is trying to knock him out, but he's not gonna be denied going that 10-round distance, driving halfway around the world. Shit, man. Probably swam across freaking Cuba to Florida, you know? Ayakuso's an Olympian. I can see the Olympic stars tattooed on his back. Probably this past Olympics. But this is definitely going to go to the decision. We're in the last minute of this fight. It's going to be an interesting one, man. I'm starting to get my blood. I'm starting to get a little bit tingled over here. This is going to be an interesting fight, to say the least. The tumbler blood, if you're still here, man. You and Fistiana. Wait till Tim Witherspoon gets his, man. He's going to be so easy. Dude, Tim is a very sentimental guy. He's going to call me up. The 2 belts on there, all the pictures of him, just cool stuff. He's a simple man. He's going to enjoy that. This fight's over. The Australian is looking like he won the fight. Obviously, a shutout victory. It's a pretty good sized stadium in there, pretty good sized house in there. I was watching the fights on this afternoon. There were a lot of empty seats in the arenas, especially for the Takam fight. I see one guy still wearing a mask out there. Not too many of them. Like around here. Same thing, man. Highly anticipating over here. Highly anticipating the start of the main event. And they show the highlights. Why can't the whole fight be like these highlights, you know? Most of it was showboating and hugging. Man, that knockout was definitely one that made it worth it, though. Thank you, Blood. I appreciate that, man. Hope you got a good picture showing, bro, because mine's coming in really good over here tonight. And the Aussie's acting, he's playing game. Well, I see some sweat go flying from his head. He does definitely over-accentuate those punches. And man, they both have the same Everlast gloves on. Isn't that weird, huh? The way it used to be. Showing Tszyu in the dressing room. He's getting stretched out, getting a little massage in there, getting the grease put on him, man, getting ready for the fight. I'm sure Costa's back there, man. I'd like to see him just for old time's sake. See if you still got that rat tail. See, I don't have Showtime, but this is fine. I had Showtime last week, but then the site that I was getting it for went down. These sites come up and down all the time. You know, you spend a few minutes looking for them. I found all of these, man, pretty much. And you can just Google them. Google tells you. Cable's not even a thing in my house anymore. For the first time I cut it probably about 6 months ago, but I had it since 1983 when they first wired the neighborhood. Never. I don't think I even got it shut down in all those years. I had the fucking shit, man. I had so many things shut off that I couldn't get any more heat. I couldn't get. Had to pay on this bill to get it in there, but cable always paid cable. Cable was the opiate. But yeah, this is a unanimous decision. It's some kind of a Pacific and Oriental title or something that this fight was for. There's always a title on the line, you know? The trinket belt era cheapens them, man. And even the fighters, they don't even care about them anymore. And Blood was saying on there the other day, unified is fantastic. That's the goal. But you want to be unified and you want to dominate your division. That is legacy, bro. And even without a belt, even dominating a division without being undisputed, like Larry Holmes did. You know, Larry never had 2 belts. There were only 2 belts at the time. 3. They gave him the first IBF, but he didn't need it because he fought them all. He cleaned the division out. Stephen Farhood sitting there, man. He was a good writer. I used to read Stephen Farhood's articles in KO and Boxing International. All these cats, it's like my old friends all coming to sit around, except they're wearing jackets and ties. You know, Al Bernstein shit. If you didn't grow up with Al Bernstein, man, then you didn't grow up. Esvix, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. They're speaking to Jermell Charlo right now at the commentator's desk. Man, he looks very, very cocky, very confident. I don't think he cares who he's going to fight again. We do. We'd like to see him fight both of them. That's not going to happen in this day and age, the way boxing goes, man. You know, that was the beauty about the old days. These guys fought. They cleaned out a division. They dominated it. They didn't fight once a year, twice a year. We didn't have a chance to forget about them because they were always in our faces. Damn. But here we go. We're getting ready to fight. It's only 11:30, man. That's a good time to start a fight, you know? I should be drinking coffee blood. I should have this tumbler filled up with black coffee, man. This was one of the coolest spots right here, bro. David Benavides, they're showing Benavides and Plant. That's going to be an interesting fight, man. That's going to be another cool fight. I can't wait for that one. They're having a lot of decent fights now. They're putting some shit together. I want to see Fury and fucking Usyk. Is it going to happen, man? Who knows? Fundora versus Mendoza. I don't recall who Mendoza is. I'm sure if I give him check his record, we'll figure it. You know, we'll make some correlations there. Tank and Ryan. That's the ultimate. That's one of the. I guess as far as today goes, man, you know, these guys they should just be fighting at an elimination sense, man. It should be like Lomachenko and Haney are fighting, and Tank and Ryan are fighting. That should just be the winners fight the winners there. That's the way it goes. That's how you dominate a division. You don't just say, oh, I heard Ryan saying, oh, this might be the biggest fight in the next 2 years. What kind of fucking talk is that, man? What are you looking to fight? Lesser fights? Hall of Fame weekend, June 9th. You know, I always wanted to go to the International Boxing Hall of Fame since the day of its inception, man. I had a fucking muscle car. I had the time and shit, but I just had, I don't know what it was, but I never made it up there. I'm going to go to Atlantic City Hall of Fame this year, and I hope a lot of us YouTubers go there because all the legends are going to be there. I know a lot of them now, man. It's so easy to meet. I think the International is a lot more crowded, but the smaller ones, the Atlantic City, the Nevada, they're smaller, where they're more intimate settings, and I'm definitely going there. In fact, the president, his name is Ray McCline. He's going to come on my show within a week or two, and he's going to tell you all about the Atlantic City Hall of Fame weekend. It's at the Hard Rock Hotel. I don't even know the exact date. It's at the end of September, and there's going to be a lot of. I'm going to be there for sure. This is on my bucket list. It's okay with the old lady. We already got the dough set aside. I'm there, man, and I'm not going to name names, but I already know some fighters that are going to go there. These guys, they travel in circuits. They travel in packs like wolves. And I'm going to be there this year, man. Last year, I did some of it on my show because my buddy Brian was down there, man. Manager, Tim Witherspoon's manager, and he was handling YouTube for, you know, Marlon Starling and Pinklin Thomas and Michael Nunn and a lot of these guys, because they just started to realize this is the way that you communicate with your fans. This is how you're going to get your name out there again. The legends. Not that they're going to get in the ring, but they get behind a microphone and they'll tell you stories, man. And dude, mind-blowing stuff. But anyway, last year I saw Danny Little Red Lopez there. I wasn't there, but I saw him through his camera. And it's just a great thing. It's a great thing to be in contact with these legends. And current boxers are there too, man. Teofimo Lopez was there last year. Fucking, you know, it's where you want to be. It's definitely going to be the place to be on the weekend of September 31st, I think it is. But it's not that far from me. Maybe I could talk Mad Chad into driving down there. He just came out of a hellish situation. A fire burned all his stuff, burned him out of his house. He has nowhere to go. He's in a hotel right now. I hope he's listening to me, my brother Mad Chad, because my prayers and my thoughts are with you, my brother. And I know it's cliche and I've told you already, but whatever you need, don't hesitate to call the gas man, because I'll get it to you, brother. But anyway, man, I hope Mad Chad, I hope he's got his feet under him in a few more months, so we can get this trip on the road, man. Because we did it once before. We traveled well together, and this is even closer than our trip to Pennsylvania. Still talking. I don't think they're gonna get this fight started till midnight. I don't even want to do another hit of Green Dragon because I'm soaring right now. I am so fucking high. Coco the Bulldog. He's blinging all over the place, but I'll tell you though, he's not crazy blinging. I've seen him sometime where he's got these chains around his neck, man. The fucking thing's got to weigh 2-3 pounds. Getting ready to start this fight. Looks like the in-ring ceremonies are getting underway. I've got the long shot where they're showing this huge arena. It's got to be 20,000 people there. They're going through the national anthems. They'll be announcing the celebrities at ringside. Yeah, there's some girls singing the national anthem. That's a tough song to sing. You ever try to sing that without making a fool out of yourself? And the toughest one is the land of the free. Yeah, dude, you gotta blast octaves that I haven't been able to hit in 20 years. And they're showing Tony Harrison. He's got the bling on. He's got that sequence going on. The silk robe. He's got the shorts and the shirt on. Kind of looks like a hip hop suit from the old days. I'm not listening to her, but I'm sure she's hitting that high note, man. That high C. I think she just hit it just there, just then. These Aussies going to clap for her, or they're going to be anti-American and hassle the chick just because she's not in their neck of the woods. You got the Detroit Red Wings jacket on there, man. Must be. Just waiting for the participants to enter the ring now, man. I'm sure Harrison is going to be the first one. She's still singing the national anthem. I guess she is. Yeah, I guess it's a few minutes that the national anthem. I probably couldn't even remember the words if I was pressed right now. I could probably sing it, but I probably couldn't remember the words. You know what I'm saying, man? The anticipation. You know, if this was WWE, Vince would say, get in that ring now. You know, Vince, that's what they need. They need an expediter. And the dude singing the Australian national anthem right now. I don't know what that is, man. I don't think I've ever heard the Australian national anthem. Tszyu, dressed in blue. Almost looks like Carl Hunter in there singing that national anthem, doesn't it? No wonder he's not around tonight. Finally rolling. Finally, man. I thought I was going to need an assistant here, a tag teamer. I was going to drop a link or something, man. I don't know what I was going to do. I'm babbling on here for a fucking hour and 39 minutes. But I got the Green Dragon keeping me company. The dog, I don't know where he is. Probably sleeping with the old lady. I'm hanging in. Jimmy Lennon made that long flight. Looks like looks like a WBO belt. I knew they would have a belt for this. I knew there would be a world champion WBO. What is this? A interim? And you know they're gonna have a belt for that Ryan fight too. You know the WBC will sneak some special event belt for that. Get some kind of a sanctioning fee. But here we go, man. Here we go. Tony Harrison coming down to that ring, walking that aisle. He's going through the corridors right now, walking through the bowels of this stadium. What is the name of this place that they're fighting? The Qudos Bank Area in Sydney Olympic Park. Okay. I knew I could find that out with a press of the button. The keyboard warriors. It's funny because I do a lot of things like that. People will say something. They'll give me like their address, and I'll freaking do a like whatever you do with it. Type it in there, and it'll tell me the street corner. I'll say, oh, down by the old Washington Park area. And how do you know that? You know, I know a lot of things. Just keep them off guard, you know. But that's something I do with this internet at our disposal. I think if I had a gun to my head right now, I think Tony Harrison is going to win this fight. I think he looks really good. He's 32 years old, but I think he's got some miles on him. Yesterday, I didn't think he did. Yesterday, I thought he might have been older than that. I thought he might have slowed down. But seeing him in the press conferences and seeing him at the weigh-in, I think Harrison might pull the upset here, man. But he's fighting the whole country, so you know he's already got those close rounds aren't going to go to him. I don't know who the judges are here. Sure, we can see. That's another thing. We got the internet here. All we have to do is type. Tszyu. Continue to cite. And yes, that's the one. Tszyu, male pro boxer. What was I just going to look for? I even forgot. Oh, well, I guess it couldn't have been that important. The rob, that's right, the robbery. I was going to see who the judges are in here. It doesn't have them. In here. Usually, it does as soon as the fight's over. It'll tell you who the judges and the referee were. WBO interim super welterweight vacant title. An interim belt. I didn't even know what an interim belt was. I had to look it up. And even when I looked it up, I didn't quite understand it. I don't know. Tszyu does not have that confident look that that Harrison had. I mean, they're showing the dad. You know, it's like they're really making the name off the dad. But that, you know, hey, they do that. That's the way fighters do that. Tim Witherspoon Jr. told me he got like $30,000 in his first fight because of his name. Look at Hasim Rahman. Look at Tommy Morrison's kid. Look at Nigel Benn's kid. And it goes on and on. Oh no, my screen just went blank. Oh no, it didn't. The whole arena went black. Okay. They shut the lights off. Turn down the stage lights for an entrance here so you can make a spectacular entrance. Get these new lights going, the strobe lights, the light show, the laser technology. That's what they got to do. That's why they got to make fights cool. Mr. Doc, how you doing, my brother? Good to see you. Good to see you in here, man. I appreciate you coming by. Hey, Doc, did you get that concert I sent you the other day? It was, I think it was it Les Paul? He's on there with Eddie Van Halen doing some tremendous jamming on there. I never saw that before, and I said, I'm going to send that to Doc, so check out your email. Tszyu, the Fire Sticks. That's a fact, bro. That's why that's why I mentioned the, Tim Jr. said that, I would never get a purse like that if it wasn't for my dad's name. And they can't avoid it either. Maybe like Creed did for the first 15 fights. Go down to Mexico, use a different name. But that's the movies. But you know it, bro. You know it. Very seldom does a fighter surpass his dad. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. Here we go, man. We're only referee. Is that Benji Estevez? Looks like him. It's Costazoo's 28, Harrison's 32, 5'9", against 6'1". Their weights are about the same. Harrison's got the reach advantage. Jimmy Lennon making his last final announcement here. Yeah, we're getting down to crunch time here, my friends. Showing off that lovely WBO interim title. If I went and told somebody what about the fight, I'd say, and it was for the WBO interim, the vacant interim super welterweight title. What do you think of that? And they'd look at me like, what the fuck? The only thing I understood from that whole conversation was vacant and super welterweight. But here we go. Man, I'm drinking a lot of water. Maybe it's the convenience. Maybe it's because I like grabbing this cup. But this is a great way to get a new vessel to consume your water, and you'll drink more water. Finally, the announcement of the fighters. They got the flame shooting up, the pyrotechnics at ringside. Introducing Mr. Tony Harrison, 29-3-1 with 21 knockouts. Ben stopped 3 times. That's all his defeats were by knockout. So is that a good look? Looks real lean. Got the wide shoulders, man. Very, very narrow waist. What a boxer should look like. Tszyu. Son of a legend over here, man. Let's see if he's going to fulfill those expectations. Undefeated in 21 fights, 15 knockouts. Man, let's get this fight started because we are definitely in anticipation of something here. They're making me stay up late. It's already 10 minutes of 1. That's like 2 o'clock because I don't crash till about an hour after I hit the bed. So that's all. We're already at 2. So we'll go for 3. We'll go for 3. I might have to take a melatonin or something to drop early. I doubt it though. I got enough weed in me, and I'll be tired enough. So there'll be no problem catching a few hours here, man. Raining all day around here today, bro. Real shitty day. I went for 2 walks with the dog. I got caught both times. What are you gonna do? Harrison's at ringside waiting. Looks like he's got a different look on his face now. It's more a serious look. Here they go. Touching gloves. And yeah, we're getting ready to start this fight. And here we go. They're both in the center ring. Standing there, Harrison throws the first punch, a jab, throws another jab. Tszyu still standing there, the high guard, trying to see what's going on. Tszyu hasn't thrown a punch yet. Harrison's pouring with that jab, putting a little more authority on that one. But Tszyu is trying to get him in a corner. He hasn't thrown a punch yet. There's a jab by Tszyu. Both of these guys are orthodox fighters. Jabbing with that left. Tszyu very conservative in the first minute of the fight. Harrison peppering away with that jab. Let's see if he's got any footwork going for him. See if the operation on that leg. See if he's showing any effects of that. Tszyu moving forward, trying to throw some compact punches on the inside. I don't know, man. I think these guys should get a little busier, but I'm an impatient guy anyway. What do I know? Here we go, man. Harrison just dropped a nice right hand. Tszyu starting to get that jab going. Going downstairs to the body. Not a lot of foot movement, not a lot of circling. They're both pretty much standing in front of each other. Tszyu tried to drop the right hand. Nice exchange there. Harrison's landing the jabs there, landing the more effective punches. Tszyu's keeping his guard up. He's not throwing many counter punches where he just goes double jab. They're both just exchanging jabs here. Tszyu tried to drop the right hand. Harrison didn't catch that. He went back. He slid that punch. And once again, man, Harrison got a couple of nice jabs in there. Tszyu's trying to walk him down. When Harrison stops moving backwards, they exchange. Tszyu gets his better punches in. Harrison's doing more when he's moving backwards. He's catching Tszyu. When he's coming in, that's the first round. I'd give that one to Harrison. See what their corners have to say. Program the information. Harrison is coming off the victory of Sergio Garcia. He had a really good unanimous decision there. But before that, he had the draw with Brian Perella, and then the knockout loss to Jermell Charlo. So he's coming off a victory. Tszyu undefeated, coming off 21 victories. And once again, we start in the second round here. Harrison's throwing that jab out. Seems to be landing it on here. Tszyu's trying to time him with that left hook as he's coming in. Carlos, how you doing, my brother? Yeah, Harrison looks like he's outboxing Tszyu so far, but we're in Australia. We got to take into account for that. So close rounds, you know that the judges usually lean towards the hometown favorite. Who were the judges? Does anybody know? Were they Australian judges, American judges, one of each? One neutral? I haven't seen yet. One minute gone, 1 minute and 10 seconds gone with the second round here. In this WBO interim super welterweight fight. Tszyu's getting touched up when he's coming in with that jab. That jab is on target. See if he's going to if that face. Oh, beautiful right hand by Harrison. Tszyu is trying to set him up for that 1-2, but in the meantime, he's getting peppered with that jab. Harrison's on target. He's stepping in with it. Got a nice snap to it. I believe he might have Tszyu a little confused at this point. Uppercut by Tszyu. Tszyu's trying to corner him. Harrison's clinching on the inside. Benji Esteves breaking him up. And once again, man, that jab is popping Tszyu's head. His head is snapping back from that jab. That could be a factor in this fight. It already is. Harrison slipping those punches on the inside. Nice feint. Tszyu went for it. He's keeping that jab out there, man. That's the most important thing he can do, and he's definitely doing that. Tszyu cannot adjust himself. He can't get set. Every time he does, or before he does, he gets offset with a jab. Even when they're not landing solid, they're still fucking his rhythm up. Once again, man, Tszyu's trying to move forward, but Harrison throwing that jab, and he's out of the way. At the end of the second round, looks like another round for Tszyu. That's 2 for Tszyu, none for Harrison. I'm not keeping score because I don't have any. I could, but you know, I usually can watch a fight. I can always, when I watch a fight, I can tell you who won that fight. It doesn't have to come down to the scorecards. Officially, yes, but according to me, all the fights I see, I usually am right about it before the scorecards are calculated. And when they're wrong, it's usually a bad decision. But it's pretty easy. You can watch a fight and you don't have to write down the scores to know. If you pay attention like most of us simps out there do, then we understand who wins a fight. And we're getting ready to start the third round here. And here we go. They got the flash that goes on before the round starts. They let those pyrotechniques light off. And they scare me, man. I come from Rhode Island. Read the station nightclub fire. You want to read something about pyrotechniques. 100 people burned. I knew a couple of them, bros. Bad thing that happened 20 years ago or so. But tragic. The band White Snake was there. You know, it was just totally. But when I see those pyrotechniques, I kind of get a little bit of a flashback to that. But here we go, man. Let's get back to the action here, man. We're a minute. We still got 2 minutes and 20 seconds here in the third round. Tszyu just dropped a nice right hand, trying to take authority here, which is what we want to see. Let's see both of these guys take authority. There we go. Tszyu's starting to move in. He's starting to slip that jab. Harrison's not popping it off so much anymore. Yeah, it's a war of jabs right now, and Harrison is slightly ahead in the jab department in this round, but he's not being as dominant as he was in the first 2 rounds. There's a couple with authority. And Tszyu is trying to corner him, trying to walk him down. Oh, nice right hand. Beautiful overhand right by Tszyu. You got him in trouble. Got him in big trouble. Boom, another one. That's what I told you to watch out for, that overhand right. And he just landed a beauty, man. I'm surprised that Harrison's on his feet. Surprised he didn't take the knee on that one. That was a tremendous right hand. And there we go. Benji Esteves is looking at Harrison. Harrison's wide, his eyes wide open. Tszyu is looking to go in there and drop that right hand again, man. You know that. Now is when you should pop that left hook. Go to the body a little bit, man. Harrison's expecting another big right hand to come. He's keeping his hands up, man. Tszyu is not going overboard. He's not going crazy with that. I was going to say knockdown, but I think that if it wasn't for the ropes, I think it would have been a knockdown. Trying to drop some heat in from the outside. There he goes, dropped another right hand, man. No, it looks like that right hand is really affecting Tony Harrison over here. Oh, beautiful left hook and another right hand on top of the head. Harrison just dropped a little combination inside there. Hey, Jeff Lucietta, how you doing, my brother? Absolutely, 2-1. Let's see that big right hand again. Bang, man. Nice overhand right. I think that that corner held him up there. That was a nice, powerful right hand. Boom. Right on the button. Yeah, that'll make you do the 2-step, man. That kind of puts this fight in another perspective. Tszyu's got some power that we weren't really anticipating. And here we go. They keep showing that punch again. And here we go. We're getting ready to start the 4th round, man. Let's see if Tszyu comes out there with the need to put some hurt on Mr. Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison looks like he's still well composed, still pumping that jab out there. Yeah, they're both standing at ringside. Not a lot of punches being thrown for the first minute of this, first 30 seconds of this round. Tony Harrison still trying to, keeping that jab out there. He can't let up. That's one of the first 2 rounds. Got a little lazy. Got caught with that big right hand, man. He can't keep that jab out there. He's got to pull it back. You leave it out there, that's when you get countered. That's what happened. Tszyu is trying to keep Harrison in the corner. You know what he wants to drop. He wants to time him again. He wants to drop another right hand. He's waiting for that His left jab to stay out there for a second too long. And Tony Harrison does not want to stay on those ropes. Once his back hits the ropes, he's off there like it's like they're electrocuted, man. He's on there too long right now. That's not where he wants to be. Just got hit again. Good exchanges here in the inside quarters going on, man. Tony Harrison with a nice combination. Finished it off with a right upstairs. Tried to drop a left hook on the inside. Keeps pumping that jab though, man. Really, really well schooled. He knows that jab. Even at the end of a combination. Double jab. Keep that jab pumping, man. Those are scoring punches. Those are damaging punches, man. You just gotta, you're getting him, you're nailing with that jab, man. Don't let up on that jab. You can tell those Tony Harrison is starting to sway that arm a little bit. He's trying to get a little bit of a little stretch in there, get a little more feel in there. You know, you keep throwing those jabs, that arm will go a little numb on you. Tszyu trying to time that right hand once again. Harrison's keeping his left up. He's circling to his left, so he doesn't want to get tagged with that right hand. That was a fairly even round. I'm going to give that round to once again to Tony Harrison. But it was a close round, and we got to remember we are in Australia. Now he's been hurt, Coco. You know he knows he can be hurt again. He's got those eyes wide open, man. He does not want to get tagged with that right again. He's also got his mouth open too. Not a good look. Not a good position to be in. That's how jaws get broken. Here we go, man. We're getting ready to start. Tszyu is walking forward for the start of the fifth round. Harrison doesn't look like his legs are underneath him. Oh, he just got nailed with a combination. Tszyu is trying to get him in the ring. He's trying to push him to the ropes. And he wants to drop that right hand once again. He's keeping that high guard. He's trying to catch him in the middle of throwing one of those jabs or catch him in the middle of a combination. He just got him with a nice little uppercut on the inside. Tszyu sweat went spraying from his forehead with that one. A little bit of a look. Darrell, he hit him low. Nicely fucking Darrell, I don't know. But anyway. Harrison is landing that jab, but Tszyu's kind of starting to walk right through it here. He just hit him with it right in the corner. Tszyu's landing the combinations. Harrison's still throwing those jabs and trying to drop some combinations to the body while he's on the inside. He has really got to shake Tszyu up a little bit, man. Tszyu is beginning to get very comfortable with the style of Tony Harrison. Looks like he just dropped another right hand on there. He's trying to drop that 1-2, that 1-2 combination. I think he knows if he drops that right hand, he's going to hurt Harrison. Yeah, Harrison is going backwards. He definitely does not have the authority he had in the first 3 rounds. He's kind of keeping his feet planted, staying flat-footed, going backwards. Tszyu moving in, man, trying to drop some punches in here. Oh yeah, definitely, man. Absolutely. Tim would have had him if he had not even bothered with this fight. But big risk here. I don't know. 4-1, 4-2. That was a close round. I would definitely give that round to the hometown hero over here. Harrison looks like he's getting some good instructions in his corner. Watching the highlights here. Yeah, Tszyu, they're showing us landing some damaging punches on overhand right. Nice hook downstairs to the body. Tszyu seems to be tightening the score up a little bit. Tony Harrison getting a little pep talk in his corner. Hey, no, man, you come a long way. They're not going to give you rounds over here, brother. You're going to have to impress these judges. And yes, continue the music. Okay. 30 seconds into the 6th round. Tony Harrison still throwing that jab now, trying a little bit of a combination. Tszyu trying to cut this ring off. He knows his best chance is to land that right hand, but a nice combination by Harrison. Tszyu moving forward, drops a left hook. Khan Sharmi, how you doing, my brother? Thanks for coming by, my man. Enjoying this fight over here, man, on a Sunday morning already. Wow. Harrison looks like he's starting to get a little more confidence, man. Starting to do a little bit of dancing, a little Ali jab going on there. Tszyu is trying to keep him in the corner because he just wants to drop that 1-2 combination. Harrison doesn't seem like he's going to be falling for that though. He's keeping that left hand high. He's bringing it back after the jab, and he's not staying stationary right now. Tszyu is trying to get him and trying to corner him here. Harrison's moving back and forth. We're only in the 6th round. Is he going to be able to do this for 12 rounds? I think Tszyu is relying on wearing him down a little bit, man, and that's and then he can do the damage. Then he can drop the punishing hands, which is what he has to do. There we go. There's a nice combination from Tszyu on the ropes. Harrison comes back with a nice overhand right. Good exchanges on the inside. That's the end of round 6. That was a close one, man. Close rounds, man. It's tough not to give it to Tszyu. But those jabs of Harrison are very effective. Harrison got that last round. Tszyu almost stole it. But see, being in Australia, did he steal it? Tony just doesn't have the power to keep Tim from walking straight in on him. That's true too, man. And Tim does have the power to. He's got Tony's respect. So here we are, man. Here we are in the 7th round of this 12-round fight, and I'm going to give Tony Harrison a lead on my unofficial, not even non-existing scorecard, but I think he's ahead in this fight. But I think Tim Tszyu is coming on, and I think when he does land a good punch, I think he's affecting Harrison. I think Harrison's covering up a little bit, man, and I think Tim Tszyu might be coming on here. We are midway through the fight. Stephen Farhood has Costa Tszyu up by freaking the opposite score that you have, Jeff. You do have you are for Harrison, right? Yeah, it's tough judging these fights. Very subjective. I can see Harrison landing some nice jabs there, moving side to side. But the thing is, he just has to keep that left jab pumping out there. He has to keep it pumping into the face of Tim Tszyu, which is what his corner told him. And if he can keep this lead up, he might. You never know with these judges. This is a tough one. 5-1 Tszyu. All right, bro. Tim Tszyu is definitely landing the more authoritative punches here. He's got Harrison on the defense. I gave Harrison a few rounds earlier in the fight. They were close rounds. We'll see when the scoring comes out, but Tim Tszyu is definitely in charge right now. The end of the 7th round. Tim Tszyu mauling him on the ropes. Yeah, definitely holds the advantage on the inside. And Benji Esteve is peeking in over there. He's doing a good job in this fight, I must admit. Harrison's power punch doesn't hurt Tim. That's true. And we're in the 8th round. Tszyu moving forward. He's got Harrison against the ropes. Beautiful right hand. Right up. He's got Tszyu shaking up a little bit here. Tszyu landed a couple of left hooks back to back. Beautiful right hand. Didn't have the effect though. Must have been a grazing punch. But he's definitely got Tszyu on the defense here, man. He's definitely got Tony Harrison on the defense here. Tszyu working upstairs and downstairs. Good uppercut inside by Harrison. He's still staying alive here, but Tszyu's putting the hurt on him now. Tszyu landing with authority on the ropes. Very sloppy infighting going on here. All Harrison's stoppage losses occurred after the eighth round. Oh, he's on insecure legs now. They gotta wipe up the ring. Yep. My brother Eagle's Nest mentioned that earlier. He said there's going to be problems with slippery ring. And, yep, the outside crew has to come and give it a quick wipe down here, keeping the fighters in their neutral corners. Harrison looked like he went all over the place on that one. Another round in the books for Tszyu. Showing highlights here. Kind of sloppy action in that seventh round. But I think Harrison is on a survival mode over here. And we're moving into, there we go, man, for the start. Round number 9. Yeah, Tszyu is getting hurt in the jab exchanges now. Harrison is on wobbly legs here. He can feel those jabs down at his bottom of his feet here. If Tszyu turned up the heat here, but they're over a minute into the 9th round. Tim is just trying to, once again, he's trying to time him for that right hand. Moving him back. Harrison is in a survival mode. He's trying to fire out that left hand, but every time he does, he gets countered with a right hand. Tszyu is starting to open up now. He's got Harrison hurt. Harrison's backing off. Tszyu looks like he's he's trying to end this fight. Boom, right hand, nice right hand on both. He's measuring him, starting to throw those uppercuts. Oh, doing some serious damage. This fight is over. That's it, man. He's counting, but I don't think it's going to continue. I think he's taking that 10 count on his back. No, he got up, man. Give him a lot of credit. He got up on the count of 8. That's it. Now Benji's just stopping this fight. That's it. Tszyu on to Jermell Charlo. Definitive, no doubt about that, man. You know, I was having not an argument, I was talking boxing with my brother George Jakovic last night, and he asked me who I got, and last night I had Tszyu, and I just said, man, I think Harrison is just got too long in the tooth. So he's only 32 years old, and I said, well, you know, he's been in a lot of wars, and a lot of fighters peak young. Blood boxing, thank you for sticking around, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, Tszyu is the real deal, man. That's going to be an interesting fight with him and Mell Charlo, man. That's going to be a real interesting fight. And that fight's probably going to be made soon. You know, Charlo better not take a tune-up fight. We're looking at the stats here, man. And they're showing the end, man, those uppercuts. Beautiful right uppercuts. 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6, 7. Just right uppercutted him to death, man. Unbelievable. Finished him off with another one for good measure. Shades of Tszyu. The Aussies are happy on this one, man. Where does he go from here now? We know he's going to go to Jermell Charlo, and how do you think that fight's going to turn out? You know, the thing about Jermell Charlo is, I don't know how he's going to look, man. You see what time does to a fighter? Harrison wasn't even that inactive. He had a fight last April. But, you know, we say not that inactive. That's almost a year. That's 11 months. That's inactive, bro. That's a long time for a fighter, especially an old fighter. You know, activity, man, activity. Tszyu, he hasn't had a fight in a year either. So he's younger, a little more miles on him, and not the injuries on him. And so he could, that 1 year did him better than it did Harrison. And now he gets himself some hardware. I guess it is a world title. The WBO interim super welterweight championship of the world. It was an interesting fight. It was worth hanging in for, man. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. I gotta conk out, guys. I'm just about ready to pass out. I appreciate everybody that came in here, watched these fights with me. Jeff Lucietta, Con Shawnery, Coco the Bulldog, Michael Johnson, Blood Boxing. I appreciate you cats hanging in with me on a Saturday night, man. You're doing old man good. You make it all worthwhile, and it was a good fight, man. On to next week. Let's see what's going on. I'll see all you cats, man. I appreciate you coming in here, man. I'm out of here. God bless. Good night.